That's enough time. I want to thank everyone for tuning in for another segment of Woman in the Middle of It. I am your woman in the middle of it. Coming to you tonight with another live. Tonight we'll be talking about being true to your true self. That's the title of the topic tonight. Last week we went over what are friends and associates versus a frenemy, the true definition of each. So we had a good time last week. I was kind of hard on myself. I was like, oh, that show didn't go too well. And then I looked over. I was like, you did pretty good. So as I expressed last week, this is a new venture for me, and just gonna keep pushing until I get it right. So all praises to the Most High first and foremost for allowing me to be sitting in front of you all, hosting this live podcast. And thanks to all my true supporters, all of you that tune in every week, come back and support me. If you just come in and tap in for a minute and go out, I do understand. I appreciate all of the support, little or a lot. It means a lot to me. So don't ever think that it goes unnoticed, because it does not. So we're going to get started with being true to yourself. When you are true to yourself, you are completely honest with what you feel deeply, what you value and desire. It also means communicating your feelings wholeheartedly, both with yourself and others, allowing your truth to flow through you and into the world. So this starts with cultivating a deep and trusting relationship with yourself. Ways to establish this connection with yourself could be journaling, meditation, working out, yoga. Steam yoga is a really, really good one. And sometimes therapy. Sometimes people need therapy because they're not in acceptance of who they truly are. Some people are still coming into who they are, like I share with you guys about myself. And recently I've come to grasp with a lot of things that I was not in tune to about my own self. So I've shared that a lot with you guys through some of these live podcasts, so you can go back and look at those if you want to. And yeah, so if you're not true to yourself, you can come off to people as being fake. I know a lot of people, they try to be someone who they're not, to impress other people, and they really don't realize that they're doing it being fake, until somebody comes to me and be like, hey, you being fake, you fake, or whatever. So it's really good to just be exactly who you are and who the Most High made you to be. Because if not, we'll talk about that later, how it can get you into some bad situations and some uncomfortable situations without you even really trying to, or knowing that you're doing that. So some people boast, making themselves seem more significant than they are. A lot of that stems from low self-esteem, like we talked about one time before. We all want to be liked by people. We all want to feel wanted. We all want to feel welcome. And I think that's where it comes from. Bragging, boasting. And like I said, sometimes I can get you into trouble with some people, most people, because they'll be like, okay, you said this, and that's not who you really are. So a lot of people, due to a fear of being not liked, or a lot of people who go through this, they've been bullied in some sort of way. A lot of people grow up of privilege. You've seen some rappers do this. They grow up of privilege, but they want to put on this hard guy persona so people can think, oh, I'm tough, and maybe scared of being hurt, or just want to fit into this in crowd. So they pretend that this thug wannabe thug type person when, hey, they grew up in the suburbs and they don't know nothing about that life. So some people may have grown up with learning disabilities and feel that they're dumb. So they try to act like they're more on the intellectual side when they really aren't, instead of just trying to be, or going to school to learn certain things, or, getting under someone's wing who can teach them. They just go on and pretend that they know it all. And in the same sense, trying to tell you that you don't know nothing, but they just think they know it all, and they don't. I've seen this happen in people who want to be wealthier than they are. I would say more like keeping up with the Joneses. They go out and buy things that they can't afford and go into debt trying to impress people just because they want to fit into this certain social society. Most likely, if they're not trying to put on a persona that they're better than people or have something better than someone, they want people to think that, so they will like them more. A lot of guys do this when they come into meeting women. They're hey, this is my car, and it's really their friend's car, or they claim to make so many $1,000s a year and they're barely making it. So they do that to pull women too. So, and that could get you in some trouble, as I spoke of earlier. So, like I said before, this stems from a low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is a key factor for this behavior. Like I said, it's very important to be true to yourself and who Yah truly intended you to be. Like, you really want to walk in your true purpose. So you will be more comfortable with yourself and with life. You know that you can live a miserable life trying to pretend or be something that you're not. So that's why we're talking about this tonight, because I've been through that too. I'm going to give a little testimony about my own personal experiences from trying to fit in with people that I shouldn't have been. So like I said, no one's worth your dignity. You want to truly recognize who you are, and I'm going to get into telling my story since I said that. When I was younger, believe it or not, I was picked on a lot in school. I was called a series of names, you know what I'm saying? I haven't ever been like a fat kid, but I had acne, I was heavy, I wanted to be light. Like I told you guys, I had been sexually abused when I was a child, and I think that that has a lot to do with women and girls who have been through that. That has a lot to do with them wanting to be liked by the opposite sex. Not so much of wanting it for a sexual reason, but just because they want to feel wanted. Like, you go through that experience blaming yourself and wondering why, and then after it's over, it's like it's a big secret, so you're feeling already dirty, and you just want to feel like you're wanted in a positive way versus the negative way that you were abused. So I ended up it started out with just tight clothing. I would go to school and I would hide clothes in my I remember I used to go in my grandma's room and get some of her clothes and I would put them in my book bag, and I'd go to school and change, and they would be more like, it was during a biking short era. So I'd be wearing my little biking shorts, and I would get in trouble every day. Every day, they'd be like, Shamika, you can't wear that. You need to go change. So I switched it up and wore a longer shirt. And then when they weren't looking, I tied up. And this was back, I want to say, like, in 9th, 8th. No, it had to be earlier than that, because this was in Florida when that started. Because when I moved to Kansas, I was more on the lenient side, because my mom, she was more lenient than my grandma. And Kansas was way faster than Florida, so we could wear that stuff to school. So I really didn't have to hide it up here. So I probably was like 6th grade down there, sneaking clothes out the house and changing them and stuff. And then when I got to Kansas City, that was a whole nother era. I had some one friend that I was in middle school with, but as we ventured off in our own little ways, I started hanging out with older people. I always dated guys that was not at my school, so they were either in high school or they were out of school. So I dated guys that was outside of my school, and they always had sisters or cousins that were older. So needless to say, I was in a club at an early age. I was smoking and drinking at an early age, doing a lot of things just to fit in, not being my true self, not walking in the purpose that y'all had given me to walk in. And I was raised in the church. My grandmother's dad, he was a bishop, and his son, after he passed on, his son took over the church, which was my uncle, and we stayed in church. My grandma was part of a singing group. We were at church 3-4 times a week. If it wasn't for her rehearsal, it was for Bible study, it was for church, it was for Sunday school, it was for a play that we was, I was brought up knowing better. I knew better, but in my mind, like, I wanted something different. I wanted to be accepted by a certain social group, and that's how that started with me, with the clothes, hanging out, and eventually I got pregnant. I had my daughter when I was 15 years old. As you guys know, I've talked about that so many times. And she's a true blessing. It made me turn my life around a lot. And it made me want to begin to walk in my true purpose of why I was here. Not only because, and I still had a long way to go. But I still wanted to slow down for her. Slower than I was going. Like, I still went out, I still partied, still was smoking and drinking and stuff like that, but it wasn't as reckless as it was before I had my daughter, because I know that I had to do some things differently. So, reasons you may want to put on a facade. You may have not gotten a lot of attention when you were a child. Like I said, I was bullied because of my looks, and most of the times it's a personality. People call, the nerds in school. They don't want to be nerds because they're known as a smart kid. Nobody likes a smart kid in school. So they turn from that and just be reckless or whatever, instead of walking in their true purpose. I know a person, they were super smart. They graduated with scholarships and everything, and they chose not to do it because they wanted to be in the street life and do their thing. So they gave up their scholarships in college and decided to be in the street life, and pretty much led them to a bad destiny. Either you end up dead or in jail, and that's what a lot of them ended up being. So that's another reason why you don't need to try to fit in with certain groups. Okay. So back to me. Like, I was pretty quiet and shy when I was younger. Even when I was hanging around those type of people, I still was always quiet, sit back, and I never was accepted. I made myself believe that I was, but I never really was. All that left room for is for people to run over me and take advantage of me, and just drive that wound even deeper than what it was from what I was already experiencing, and trying to get away from my past. So that's mainly what I'm trying to get to, is that you can try over and over and over to be something somebody wants you to be, or try to live up to their certain standards, and it's never gonna happen. So you guys just try and be who you are and keep it moving, whether people like you or not. Because at the end of the day, either they like you or they don't. For real. Like, they're gonna come to the point where they're like, she's just being fake or whatever. And then you probably ain't that way, but people like me, I had a shape. And everybody looked at me like, oh, she thinks she all that anyway. Da, da, da. And I don't even think people really gave me a chance to even get to know who I was, because they already made up in their mind who I was. It's like a guy I used to date. I really liked this guy, and we were cool. We were super cool, but it never went any further. And he told me later in life that the reason being is because he stereotyped me. He was like, no, I would have never got with you seriously, because look at you. I knew I was going to get my heart broke, so I would never even be with you like that. So no matter what I did, you know what I'm saying, still didn't, I don't want to tell our whole business or whatever, but it still didn't, it never changed how he felt about me and what he had made up in his mind about me. So just be you. Walk it out and just do you. Okay, so what if you don't have this problem, but you know someone who does? How do you go about confronting them in a helpful way? So, like I said, a lot of people don't even know their true purpose that they're supposed to walk in. So, how do you go about letting them know? Or even telling them that they got a problem with this? Anybody want to chime in and say anything? Give y'all a minute while I go brush up over here. What would you do? How would you confront them about it? Especially if it's somebody that you really care about and you don't want to hurt them. Because remember, if people are trying to put on a facade or be something that they're not, they're hurting in some type of way. Or they're trying to hide something in some type of way. I'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure somebody will put something down there. So, okay, suggestions. Start off on a positive note with a compliment. Recommend they own it. When I say start off on a positive note, give them a compliment and be like, hey, you have this value, this such and such thing about you. And another thing is bring to their attention that something that they possess that you don't. And that right there, I know for myself, that'll lighten it up for me. Like, for instance, you have a friend and they know how to make people laugh or whatever. And as for me, I don't possess that quality. Like, I'm always quiet and I kind of come off kind of hard. So if I had a friend like that, that hid behind their insecurities with making people laugh, I would probably make that a focal point and try to turn that into the most positive thing out of it while venturing into what the true problem is at hand. So, don't be a fake or so to say yes man. Just doing whatever someone wants you to do, saying yeah, and I'm guilty of that. I used to be like, I really want to say no in my head. Like, I'm really learning. Like, last year was the first year to where I said I'm starting off this year saying no, learning how to say no to people. Because even though I don't want to do it, I'll still do it because I'm a people pleaser. I love to make people feel welcome and wanted and loved. So I'll say yes, even if it's put me to my last wit's end, I will still say yes. And yes. So I've learned how to do that, but it's still uncomfortable for me. Anybody got any suggestions on how to not be a yes man? And another thing on a positive note about me is that I'm the type of person where I'm pretty blunt, and I'm that way because I would really rather somebody be that way with me but in a loving and kind way. I've had people that are that way towards me, but they're just really reckless with what they say. So choose your words wisely. I'd rather have someone tell me the truth to my face than rather than talk about me behind my back. And I'm sure that's what everybody wants, is to be respected, as well as told the truth of who they really are. Because the truth sets you free. Or the truth really helps you. It might hurt at the beginning. Like, I take a lot of things negatively. But when I sit back and I have time to ponder and think about it, I'm very appreciative of those people who came to me. And they had me think of that. So, it may not come off at that time as a positive thing, but later it will. It will. So, don't be too scared to do that. So recommend or tell them, let them know that there's only one them and no one like them in the world. There's only one you, and there's no one like you in the world. No matter what your negative flaws may be, you were made uniquely, and you were made for purpose. So, like I said, just walk in it. Walk in it, and it's easier said than done. I will most definitely seek guidance from the Most High and pray for that strength, because especially if you've been abused, hurt, or you used to being let down, put down, and beat on mentally, physically, emotionally, just continue to have faith first and foremost, and press. Continue to press, you know what I'm saying? There's not a wasted being in this world. We all were born for purpose, and until you find that purpose and walk in it, you're never truly going to be happy. Like I said, 2020 was my best year of my life because I literally started walking in my true purpose. And I've always helped people and loved on people, but I've never truly got it. I never truly got it until COVID, for real. And I started just investing in me and stop being a yes man and telling people yes, yes, yes all the time, and putting me first. Like, and as soon as I put myself first, the whole world broke loose. Like, I lost a lot of friends, a lot of family members getting into it, having altercations and everything. And now it's starting to settle down. So I know it was meant, you know, and the devil, he gets busy. He doesn't want you to walk in your true purpose. So yes, he's going to shake everything up around you to make you feel like, hey, you're doing the wrong thing. You need to go back to doing what you was doing. Nobody likes you. You're alone. I mean, I spent from April, my 40th birthday, I had a friend, one of my good friends, who's been friends. I met her through my ex-in-laws, and she's been by my side, you know. And she came over, brought cake and wine or whatever, and my daughter, she cooked me dinner the day before. But I was alone in this house. No big 40th birthday party or none of that stuff. None of that. Just because I was tired of being a yes man. I was literally putting myself first. And it's not going to be something that you want to do, because it's not easy, especially if you're like me, because I love putting people first. It's never been about me. But in order for me to get where I need to be, or where I want to be in life, with these new ventures and with this new branding and everything that I'm doing with leading women, you know, I had to do it. You have to do something that you never did to get something that you never had. And it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable at all. I told you guys last week, it's not easy sitting up here every week, sitting up here just pouring out my all and getting up here trying to build something. And but I know it's not going to go, it's all not going to be for naught. So, and I suggest you guys take the same advice for yourself. Being a people pleaser can have some negative aspects as well as positive. I gave some negative ones. Some positive ones is that you're going to come across people that really appreciate you. this is a big world, you know, and that's why Yeshua said, forgive 70 times 70, because you're going to get hurt a lot before, you're going to get a lot of no's before you get that one yes, and you have to be determined to get that yes, or just be miserable, you know, because I know me, without loving on people, I wouldn't be who I am. I would be literally miserable. So it hurts to do it, but on the positive side, it's gonna hurt not to do it too. So just keep on doing it till you get it right. You know, you're gonna run across those people, and keep praying for y'all to send those people, and continue to give you that great spirit of discernment, so you can know right off bat who isn't good for you, and you can chop that one to the side and go back to the drawing board and keep it pushing. Keep it pushing until you do get it right. So never lose sight of who you are for anyone. Know who you are in Yah, and whose you are, which is His. You is His. He loves you dearly. He would not have you go through nothing that He would not put you through. And I had to tell myself that same thing, going through what I went through in my marriage. It's like, yeah, He honors marriage, and He does not honor divorce. He never, there's not of Yah, you know, but at the same time, you can't just be letting somebody run over you or doing something to you repeatedly to hurt you. Like, for real, that's not healthy, and it's not right. Like, I really suggest, I don't like divorce, you know. That's why I stayed around for 7 years and waited on my husband to make up his mind. But, you know, once he showed me repeatedly that that's how he wanted to roll, you know, I had to let it go. You have to move on, you know, but not by any means am I telling you guys not to stick it out and try. But you have to know your worth, and if it's not bettering you, and it's taken from your happiness repeatedly for years, then you gotta go on and do what you want to do, because He loves you, and He would not have you go through nothing, have you go through anything that He wouldn't put you through, you know. So surround yourself with like-minded people. That's a good thing to focus on. Like, we so often try to aim for this certain acceptance in this certain social group that never were intended to be in the first place. So surround yourself with like-minded people who are thriving and do the same thing you are. I don't know. I mean, that's all I can say is it's easier said than done, because when you first meet people, it seems like y'all on the same path, at the same ventures, but that also comes from having that discernment. You have to really pray for that and really mean that's what you want. Yeah, it's fun being around the in crowd, you know, when everything's on the up and up, but you got to look at who's there for you when everything is not on the up and up, because that could be detrimental to your health as well. Like, I felt so alone at a point in time to where I'm not proud of it, but I've tried to take my life. Like, I've contemplated a lot when I was younger, but I literally did it. Literally did it. And I know it was nobody but them angels around me, because there's no way you can take the amount of medication I took and just wake up the next morning like ain't nothing happened. So, yeah. So, don't. And that's what I'm getting at with all this. Like, you can try to please people your whole life and still end up in that situation that I was in, you know. I could talk about it over and over and over and over, but that's not my life anymore. It's not. So whatever I did for people, I truly did it out of the kindness of my heart and because I love them, and I would have had it any other way. So it's no need to fester over it, keep going on and on. Just know not to throw those same stones into that same well, and keep it moving. Keep it moving, because you deserve better. There is something better for you out there. Like I said, don't fit in where you were never meant to fit in. Be a leader versus a follower. I'm doing that because I want to get these mixed up. Be a leader versus a follower. Be courageous and be a courageous leader. Remember, you can't be fake and lead others into the truth. And that was me. That was me. Not intending on being fake, but I was being fake because I wasn't being true to myself. And when I started Woman in the Middle of it, I had to really know that I can't lead anybody into the truth until I'm true to myself. And I didn't like myself. I didn't like that person up until a year ago. I didn't even like myself, you know. So a lot of bad things happened. I lost a lot of people in my life to come to that realization. I told you guys about a couple situations or instances where I got into it with this one particular female at the job. And I remember sitting in that truck and I was feeling so low, you know what I'm saying? Because I had already made up in my mind that I wasn't going to let nobody else in. And then I did it again. And this girl was really not even in a social group that I would even remotely hang around. But me being who I am, you know, I try to find the good in everybody. So I let her in, and it just started. It was like a little bitty flame that just escalated into a wildfire. Like, people weren't liking me at the job. Stuff was being said. We had to have a whole group meeting. It was crazy. It was literally crazy, and that's not the person that I am. And I don't know how it got out of hand, but I know now because the Satan was on the road. He was trying to keep me from my true ordained destiny because he knew his time was running short with me. He knew he wasn't going to no longer be able to have his way with me the way he was having it. So, yeah, I think I'm happy for those things that happen, because if not, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I wouldn't even be who I am. I wouldn't be walking in my true purpose. And I remember that day vividly so well. And it's crazy because I was in the car and I was like, why are you crying? Why are you letting this girl get to you? Because it was a breakthrough point. It was literally a breakthrough point. I really believe that truly to this day. Like, that was the start of my breakthrough, because there was no reason. It didn't even make sense of how I was so upset about this situation. But yeah, it was literally a breaking point for me. So I'm super thankful to that person. I pray good things for that person to this day. I mean, we're not associates anymore, but I pray for her and keep moving. And, you know, just thankful for what did not happen. Like, I could have lost more friends. Like, it was one girl that was involved in it, and we're still cool to this day, you know. We're probably not close as we would have been if none of this happened, but we're not on the terms where we can never really speak or look at each other. We're still Facebook friends. We're good. But yeah, was Satan meant for evil? Yeah, I made 100, and I'm just thankful to that. Thankful to the Most High for that, most definitely. Because I don't want to lose people. I don't want to lose people. I'm a people person. I love everybody. So just always remember there's somebody for everybody. So one thing didn't work out, it may be a friendship or relationship, it's always somebody for you. Don't change who you are. Don't change who you are. Now, I'm not saying if you're drunk, don't change that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying if you're angry, you're a violent person, by any means, work on yourself. Go get you some therapy and work that out. Get yourself together. But your true identity, who you are, like me. I love people. I love loving on people. And the things that I was going through in life was making me think second about doing that. Thinking about not doing stuff for people. I would never be happy not doing that. So that's what I'm talking about. Those are the things I'm trying to give advice on. Not the negative parts, just the positive. So, with that being said, anybody got anything to say? Hi, Nisha. I love you, cousin. Thank you for tuning in. Hi, Tony. I love you, too. Thank you. That's my family, y'all. Appreciate them so much. Them was a couple of the people that fit on that one hand. That came to my house when I moved to Florida. And I have a lot of family. Hey, Scotty, how you doing, honey? Thanks for the love. Hey, Carlo, Monty. Thank you for tuning in. Crystal. Thicklin. The Thicklin. How you doing, Miss Crystal Davis? Thicklin. How you guys doing down there in Florida? Wonderful, I hope. Good evening, Michael. Polo. We see Daryl and Miss Lisa on tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Even if you're not here anymore, I do appreciate you stopping by. So just for a second, please share the video, guys. Share the word so it gets across. I know I always start off rocky and then I get to run in my mouth and I can't shut up. Be like, ain't you done yet? Thank you, Nisha. Thank you. Keep me in your prayers, honey bunches. Please. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I do. So anybody got anything to say? Any advice that you guys want to put this way about being a people pleaser and walking in your true purpose? I want to remind you guys to don't forget about our YouTube page. Go over there and subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. Tell your mama, your auntie, everybody, subscribe. And then Instagram, I'm over there at Shamika Be Well. It's just like my name is spelled. If you don't see my name somewhere on here or you're not my friend on my Facebook page, it's Shemeka. I know a lot of people spell their name different. It's a lot of different spellings for Shamika, but mine is Shemeka. Shemeka. And then BWELL. Shamika Be Well over there. So go follow me on Instagram. I'm on Snap. I be doing some funny stuff on Snap, y'all. You can see me interact with my kids a lot on Snap. And then I have Favorite Fake Vegan Chick. It's a story on my Snapchat page. So you'll be able to see some stuff over there. Shout out to my nail lady. She's back in town. She celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Rainisha. Happy born day. Blessed born day to you. You are very, very much loved this way, and I appreciate you so much. I'm so happy she went to some part of Mexico and lived it up. Her honey bun, he is so romantic. He really, really put on a show for her. So she deserves it. But yeah, it just means a lot when you have that special significant other that just thinks into you. I've never had that, y'all. I've always been the person that does all the romantic stuff. So I've never had that. So praying to the Most High for that. Most definitely, that I'll be able to experience some of those things. But in the meantime, I'm super happy for my friends and my loved ones. Like, I throw a party like it be me. Like my friend Siobhan, she just moved into a wonderful new home. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I went over there and prayed and blessed her home with her and helped her not get settled, but just to go over there and be a support. You know, a lot of people, they don't want to see you shine. Like, when you get something new, they don't want to see your new house. They don't want to see your new car. They don't want to see nothing. They just be like, how she get that in? I ain't got it. But no, I sing praises for my friends and anybody. It doesn't have to be a friend or a family member. Like, I know, and I'm a true believer that the Most High bless everybody differently. So, my day coming. My day coming. In the meantime, I'm going to rejoice with you all. So share your good news with me. I'll be happy. Oh, another thing. I had a friend inbox me right before my live. And she's a follower, a woman in the middle of it. And we went to school together. We actually grew up as good friends in school. We all went our own way once we just started venturing out and doing different things. We used to be on drill team and cheerleading together. And Miss Ebony Maloney, congratulations to her. She's going to be starting up an IG page, or she started it, and it's going to be called Brilliant, Intelligent and smart, something smart like that. I'll get it from her. It's on this page. I can't get in it right now. It's in my other phone, but I'll post it to this page. I'm gonna share it from Instagram, and I'm so excited for her. Congratulations, Ebony, on your venture. And she was just like you, I'm gonna start a page, and it's inspiring women to do this, to do that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, she wants me to come speak. Y'all pray for me by October. I hope I already got this stuff together, get this mouth together, because I can't get up there in front of all them people at a retreat and speaking. But I'm just so happy that I can be that guiding force in anyone's life to step out and do it. Hey, if I did it, guys, you can do it too. I'm telling you, it's put the Most High first and one foot in front of the other and keep it moving. Walk it out, as we would say. Walk it out. I want to thank all my supporters once again for tuning in with your girl week by week, segment by segment. You're truly appreciated, and I love you guys so much, and I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. So just like I say always, if anybody needs anything from me, inbox me. I'm here. I'm your girl. I'm going to give a shout out to a cleaning company. They came out and cleaned my carpets and my furniture, guys. Did an awesome job. Heels Janitorial Cleaning. They're on Instagram. Heels, and then we have an underscore janitorial underscore cleaning. I've been putting it off long as I can. I just couldn't do it anymore. I could not do it anymore. I was going to wait. Normally, I'll wait until winter's all over because, you know, coming in with the snow and everything. But where I live now, it's a walk in, and it stops right there. So if the dirty feet are there, at least they'll get dried or stomped off in that area. So I was like, okay, we can do it now. And yeah, pretty good prices. Yeah, just go hit them up. Black owned, small business. So I think that's all I have tonight for you guys. Just want to remind you to go follow those pages and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Favorite Fake Vegan Chick has a Facebook page over here on Facebook. So go over there as well. If you don't want to watch the whole videos, I do little snippets and just post pictures and stuff like that. So just stay connected with that. I've been slacking a little bit. I got to get back to cooking and everything. I was going to cook this weekend, but with the snow and everything, and then working this overtime, but I think we're dwindling down on that. So not this Sunday because I have some stuff, and I know the Chiefs game's going on, so there's probably going to be some playoff parties going on, but the following Sunday. And then I'll probably skip Super Bowl Sunday because my brother's birthday is coming up, and we're going to do a big thing for him, and I'm super excited. Keep us all in your prayers, and we'll do the same. You enjoy your night, and I'll see you guys, if the Most High says so, next week for another segment of Woman in the Middle of It. Good night, guys.